RAR XD. The year is 2009 and scene kid culture is sweeping America. You've got emo bands like Paramore, Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, all becoming extremely popular with these scene kids. And not only did these scene kids love music, they had a penchant for weird internet culture, anime, and wearing thick black eyeliner. And in my book, the most popular scene kid ever to exist in the history of the world was Boxxy.
Okay, hi. So, my name is Boxxy.
Do you guys remember Boxxy? She became popular in 2009 for her quirky stream of conscious rant style videos where she's just all over the place. Her LOL XD random persona became a hit online, and there was a large group of people that loved her, and she also had her fair share of haters. I'm sure some of you were suggested a video of hers back in 2009 where she became popular in just a month's time, but just as fast as she came, she pretty much disappeared back into internet obscurity. And that really is the point of the video today. Let's discuss what happened to Boxxy, how did she become famous, and why did she disappear? And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, it involves a little bit of 4chan shenanigans, some doxing, and some password hacking. And with that said, I couldn't think of a more appropriate sponsor for today's video than Dashlane. Dashlane will create ironclad passwords for you and keep them all handy in one place so you don't have to worry about writing another password down for the rest of your life. Dashlane has an autofill feature for your passwords, account information, and credit cards for purchasing stuff online. It'll take all of that load off your back and do the hard work for you. And if for whatever reason you do have some sort of data breach or password breach, Dashlane's security system will promptly let you know and have you change the password to get you back secure. And not only does Dashlane provide this excellent password protection and password aggregation, it comes with a VPN included. That way those with malicious intent can't have access to your internet browsing history. It's completely secure, encrypted under a VPN. So with the password protection, autofill, and a VPN, you really can't go wrong with Dashlane. So click the link in the description box, www.dashlane.com/wavywebsurf, to get a 30-day free trial of Dashlane Premium, and the first 200 to click will get 10% off the purchase of Dashlane Premium. So with that said, on to the video. So our story starts all the way back in 2006 with 14-year-old Katie Wayne. Katie, who is the girl behind Boxxy, wasn't known as the infamous Boxxy character at this time. She had a different alias that she was known for, and this alias was Moldy Lunchbox. Moldy Lunchbox was her username on an anime forum called Gaia Online. And Gaia Online is a forum-based website which has been around since 2004 and over the years built strong gaming and anime communities. One thing you may remember about this site if you've been on the net for a while is it featured the ability to create a custom avatar which represented you on the forums. Role-playing within the forums as your online alter ego was one of the hallmarks of Gaia Online as a whole. The forums did have serious topical threads, but many of its users would flock to the website to completely lose themselves in roleplay with the friends they had made on the website. So it was during the Gaia Online days as Moldy Lunchbox where Katie would go on to formulate the groundwork for the character that would become known as Boxxy. The key elements of Boxxy go as following: scene/emo kid makeup with the thick black eyeliner that was popular with high school kids at the time, a quirky LOL XD random personality and mannerisms with a ridiculously fast and non-coherent speech pattern, and excessive use of internet humor and anime references. As she spent time on Gaia Online formulating this character, she would eventually release her first video debuting the Boxxy persona in late December of 2008. On a website called IamBored.com, Boxxy would unveil her zany character to the world in a video titled For Addy from Boxxy, 4DD1 being a leet speak rendition of the name Addy. And Addy was a Gaia Online friend of Katie at the time.
Okay, hi. Okay. My name is Boxxy. Most of you know me as, most of you know me as Boxxy, I suppose. If you're watching this, you probably know me as Boxxy. But, a lot of people don't know me as Moldy Lunchbox. And, so, yeah, that's my Gaia username on Gaia Online. And I told my Gaia Online friend, buddy, one second, I'm uncomfortable. I told my Gaia Online buddy friend, Admiral Awesome, that I would make a video just for him. So I'm doing it. Here it is. Addy, I love you.
This video is basically a 3-minute long shout out to Addy. It's just Boxxy basically saying, I love you, Addy, we're homies on Gaia, and that's really all this video is. It's not the subject matter or the dialogue in this video that got everyone's attention. It's pretty much everything else about the video. It's like an ADHD fueled rant with these crazy mannerisms. That's what got people interested in Boxxy. But this interest is about to be compounded whenever 4chan got involved. Sometime in early January of 2009 on 4chan's B forum, Boxxy's video was embedded in a You Rage You Lose thread. While many of the B users found her completely unbearable, claimed she had ADHD or was on drugs or something like that, there was a sizable camp of B who fell in love with her and developed a bit of an E-crush on Boxxy. You've got some Anons dropping these bombs. I'm 23 and I would marry her anytime. I need to find me a Boxxy. I would divorce my 26-year-old wife if I could marry Boxxy.
This is illegal, you know.
So as Boxxy's video that was shared on I Am Bored and 4chan started to get popular, she decided to open up her own YouTube channel in 2009. She would upload her original video and also some new content as well. Her YouTube channel name is one that would become rather infamous throughout the history of the internet, that being Boxxy Babe. The forward Addy from Boxxy video would go on to garner 300,000 views in a week's time, which is remarkably impressive for 2009 terms. Clearly, people were interested in the Boxxy phenomena and character. 4chan's B forum was getting inundated with Boxxy threads. It was clear that there was a bit of divide. There was half people who basically despised Boxxy and the character, but there was also a solid half that really wanted, they thought she was waifu material. But those who despised Boxxy could not take the flooding of B with all these Boxxy praising threads, and they decided to do what 4chan does best: dox someone. They decided to launch a doxing effort towards Boxxy, and this doxing effort was called Operation Valkyrie. Valkyrie consisted of scouring the internet for any social media accounts linked to Boxxy, Facebook, MySpace, or maybe a first-hand account of someone who knew Boxxy personally. However, despite their tireless searches, days passed and B hadn't turned up anything. A break would come on January 6th when an anonymous user claiming to be Boxxy posted 2 photos of a girl that looked remarkably similar to her, and this Anon would claim to be Boxxy herself. But there was no way at the time for this user to solidly prove that this was indeed Boxxy. So at this point it was looking like Operation Valkyrie was going to be a giant flop. They couldn't turn up any solid docs on Boxxy. So for the time being, 4chan was SOL. But on January 9th, Boxxy proved that she had been watching 4chan's doxing efforts this whole time, and she was actually the one who posted those photos onto 4chan. Boxxy was playing these guys like a puppet master. This video is titled For Everyone from Boxxy, and it's her basically reflecting and reacting to 4chan's efforts to dox her and the overall rise of her YouTube channel. Check it out.
Okay, hi. So, my name is Boxxy, and it's been a while since I made a new video, so I decided that because of recent events that I could make a new video. And, so let's just start off by getting a couple things straight. I don't do drugs. No, I know that you all think that I do drugs, but I don't, actually, and I actually don't have ADD either. I provided you with a couple different pictures, such as, like the one where I'm like, and it says, I saw what you did there, and, and then, you peoples were all like, you was trolling, and I was like, I am not trolling, I am Boxxy, you see? But, this one kid, he remixed a lot of my videos, and they were so cool, and his name was Gastric Penguin, and he was so funny. He mixed it and stuff, and I was like, oh, the first time I saw it, oh my god, I had a heart attack. I was like, oh my god.
Now note that she mentioned someone remixed her video and she was happy that they did that. This person's name is Gastric Penguin, who was responsible for this music remix of Boxxy. Keep that name Gastric Penguin in your back pocket, because he'll be important later in the story. Much to the dismay of those involved with Operation Valkyrie, it seemed as though Boxxy had gotten the better of them. Her avoidance of the docks would prove to be a frustration to them, and this frustration was ever so compounded by the massive amount of Boxxy supporters and defenders which idolized her within 4chan's B. Supportive Boxxy threads would continue to flood B, and for those involved with taking her down, this was simply way too much to take. And they decided that if they couldn't take down Boxxy, they would do the next best thing. Take down 4chan, destroy the entire website. Enter Operation Clampdown. On January 10th, the call to arms was put out for Operation Clampdown, which was basically a site-wide effort to DDoS 4chan by the Boxxy haters. As midnight approached, the Boxxy haters loaded up their DDoSing software and prepared to fire the DDoS cannons towards their own website. And once midnight hit, the DDoS was released to its fullest potential, and 4chan went to a 404 error page for about 3 hours. So for a brief time, the Boxxy haters had indeed won, but in the process, they basically destroyed their own forum in order to shut up the Boxxy supporters just for a few hours. They won the battle, but the war was far from over. All the meanwhile Operation Clampdown was going on, a splinter group from the original Operation Valkyrie had been working in the shadows to dox Boxxy. A group of approximately 10 people corresponding in a chat room working to complete the dox on Boxxy had been established, and this group named themselves Center for Boxxy Control and Restriction, or the CBRC. And curiously enough, Gastric Penguin was a member of this group. If you remember from earlier, Gastric Penguin was the guy that I told you to keep in your back pocket, because when Gastric Penguin had made this remix video for Boxxy, he reached out to her and they had some detailed conversations in private. And apparently, in these detailed private conversations, Boxxy had released some information to Penguin which may have led to her doxing herself basically. So Gastric Penguin, acting as a Benedict Arnold in this situation, gave some information to the CBRC that led them to find a MySpace account. With this MySpace account, the CBRC was able to figure out her real name, that being Katie Wayne. And in addition to finding her MySpace account, the CBRC had discovered some old YouTube video from 2006 that had her in it saying her name was Katie, and the girl looked rather similar to Boxxy. They didn't know the exact address of Boxxy, but they'd pinpointed her down somewhere in San Diego, California. And if all of this information being leaked to the CBRC wasn't bad enough, the CBRC had done the impossible. They managed to hack Boxxy's YouTube account. On January 18th, Boxxy's YouTube account was hacked, and they uploaded a video to her YouTube channel with the still image saying, "Never create another video again." Unfortunately for Boxxy, after the CBRC hacked her account, she wasn't able to gain access to it for a total of 2 years. It goes to show you that 4chan is relentless and they won't stop until they achieve their goals. This time 4chan had won. They defeated the Scourge of B. Boxxy was no longer the queen, she had been taken down. So Katie Wayne, after going through what must have been complete burnout from all the online harassment, would take a break from making videos on YouTube, and she would return with her new channel called A New Hope in 2010. But this time she would be herself, Katie Wayne, completely out of character. These were essentially just vlog style videos where she talked about her life, and the channel would become fairly popular, amassing over 300,000 subs by this time in 2019. But Boxxy as a character would pretty much be shelved. YouTube would finally restore Boxxy's Boxxy Babe account sometime in 2011, and she would post more in-character Boxxy videos, a handful, maybe 5 or 6 if I recall off the top of my head. But it just wasn't quite the same. She was obviously through with the character, and I don't think she had much passion or interest in forwarding the Boxxy brand. Her last post as Boxxy was posted back in 2014, and the character has basically been defunct since that time. However, she has been somewhat active on the A New Hope channel. From 2010 to 2015, she was fairly active on A New Hope and developed a pretty solid fan base over there, getting good view counts. But out of the blue in January of 2015, she randomly disappeared from that channel. And she would return in 2017 and updated all of her fans on what had happened. And what she says basically is that she's grown out of YouTube and is pursuing her creative endeavors off the platform, stating that she's doing voiceover work and is also working on a video game called Boxxy Quest. Take a look.
Oh, hello. Did you miss me?
Probably not. I don't know who would. Who would miss these fucking amateur videos? So let's have a little chat, shall we? We shall. So when I first started making YouTube videos, we're talking about Boxxy for like 2 seconds. I just wanted to make some videos for my friends. All I wanted to do was, film some videos where I amplified my personality by about 20 fucking thousand. That would eventually turn into a character by the 3rd video, and that's all that I wanted. Honestly, that's kind of how I started making videos on this channel. I left the internet and then realized that no matter how long I was gone for, it seemed like this whole Boxxy thing was gonna stick around, so I figured, like, why not, try to make these videos for these people, these few people that care. And so that's what I did. I have so many other things that I want to do, you guys. And since I left Discovery and didn't come back to YouTube, I got a job as a voice actor on the Disney Channel. I have a show coming out. On June 3rd of 2017 called Billy Dilly's Super Duper Subterranean Summer, and I'm one of the main characters.
So it's clear to me at this point, Katie Wayne is completely done with Boxxy, and I would imagine the vicious assault that she had from 4chan's raids and doxing attempts would make you a little cautious about picking up the character again. Seems like she's doing okay in life now, has found her own success and a way to make a living being creative. What do you guys think about Boxxy? Do you remember her, and do you remember Scene Kids being a big thing? Jesus Christ. Shout out to Dashlane for sponsoring the video. Please go check them out in the description box. And major shout out to all of my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see y'all in the next video. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.